Hey, I'm Haley.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're listening to Personality Hire,
the podcast where I am needing to know, sincerely, how am I supposed to get enough protein every single day? You told me, you being the World Wide Web and my medical professional, that I need to aim for 80 to 100 grams of protein every day. I'm trying the powders. I eat a lot of protein-rich foods. I am tracking it. It is still the most difficult thing I've ever done, and I have had a baby. So you take that for whatever it means to you, but your protein intake, for me, Sheila, it's difficult.
It's really hard. I also am on this journey of trying to, I'm going to be real, trigger warning, I'm in a calorie deficit.
She's in a CD.
But here's the thing, I was overeating massively on purpose for fun.
For fun.
Like, I just didn't care. And then I realized, I actually care because my pants fit weird. And I'm uncomfortable, like I'm bloated. So I've been on this journey of like getting enough protein so I don't feel like I need to eat all that other crap.
I got cottage cheese. I got
Oh,
chomps.
yes.
I got the powders.
Chomps,
I got the tofu. I got it all.
Oh.
You know, whatever you need, I can tell you how to get the protein. But at the end of the day, when I'm looking at my tracker, the panic I feel when I go, I'm still 20 grams away from where I should be. And then you got to find something that's going to fill you. I don't know. It's really not a problem because it just means that I actually am being able to be selective with what I eat, which is a luxury because some people don't have that luxury. I'm just trying to commiserate. I know all of us are trying to do better nowadays. We're trying to get fiber in.
Yeah,
we're trying to get protein in.
First of all, we're learning like what we should be eating. Remember the food triangle? What a scam that was.
The pyramid.
Oh yeah, whatever. It's all a lie.
The pyramid, the bottom of the pyramid was just carb loading. Just carb loading.
Got
on
milk?
The very bottom. Just a potato, a loaf of bread, and a amber waves of grain were on the bottom of that food pyramid.
And I thought a potato was good for you.
And at the very tippy top was sweets. And that was about the only thing that was accurate about that food pyramid.
And honestly, they shouldn't be up there.
Health class was so weird because the variety of subjects that we learned about in high school health class specifically didn't make no sense because we would bebop around from this is what your anatomy looks like to take a look at this food pyramid. And it was just very diverse content.
Also, like
diverse.
frisbeeing a pad at your face and said, figure it out, sis.
Oh my gosh.
I will never forget in 5th grade when we had the period talk and they separated the boys and the girls. I don't know what they talked to the boys about.
I think that
like maybe personal hygiene. I don't remember.
I think it was probably that. And also, if I had to guess, what I would hope that they would be saying is, hey boys, the girls are talking about something pretty scary. If you see any of the girls walking around with a special stain on the back of their pants, could you give them your hoodie? That'd be tight. That's what I wish that they would be doing.
They should teach them about periods as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Bryce, did you learn about what a period was in health class?
No.
Well, yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right, Bryce.
Because I also didn't learn about what a period really was. They gave us not even an hour. I think it was like 40 minutes of a debriefing, and I still don't know anything about a period.
You don't? Oh, well then
but what I have to look up for myself, or what I learned from the community.
Yeah.
Me and my hunter and gatherers.
Yeah. Well, I think that, the diverse content that we learned in health class, it just goes to show that maybe, just maybe, there's a reason why they put Coach Charles as the teacher there, because they said, who else wants to teach this stuff? Not me. You are the head coach of the boys football team. Get in there.
And
Get in there, coach.
Know Jack. You don't know anything.
I had the cheerleading coach as mine.
Okay,
well, that's nice.
I feel like that's
but I had in South Georgia, so
we had the football coach.
South. No, what do you mean? Elaborate.
Yeah,
they don't talk about those things really down there.
That's okay.
We didn't even get the banana thing.
Did you have any? Yeah. Okay. We didn't have a demonstration of how to apply a contraceptive either. But did you guys have in your small town in South Georgia? Did you have any books that were banned from your library for religious reasons or for like conservative reasons?
I'm sure there were, but
Yeah.
I didn't go to the library. So.
Yeah. Bryce said, catch me not there. He said, catch me absolutely anywhere but the library. I wasn't studying. I wasn't reading. And I surely wasn't asking about banned book reform.
Nope.
No, it's fine. I wasn't either. I'm just curious.
I don't think, but Illinois, I would say, is like way more liberal than, even though I was from Southern Illinois, like right outside of St. Louis, it's still like, Chicago politics.
Yeah.
And I don't think we had any of that. But what I will say is that as time goes on and I learn more and more about other states and their education, I'm like, girl, we was getting scammed in Illinois. They did care about our writing though. Like we focused on writing a lot in Illinois. And I think when I went to the University of Alabama, Roll Tide, I learned about all these different states because there's a lot of people from out of state at Alabama. Y'all weren't writing a lot. I could tell.
A lot of people in a lot of states were just being taught to take a test. And so standardized
Yes.
testing, I think, has affected a lot of our education system because a lot of these teachers are made to feel that their success personally is dictated on whether these children do
Absolutely.
well on these standardized tests. So that kind of eliminates the ability for them to teach things that maybe are more
Useful?
mind expanding for some of these kids. But I also think that during my high school years, like what I was taught to, we were really taught how to write cursive. And I think that
yeah.
that might have been, I know that cursive is no longer taught in school.
Which
I know
is
that
crazy.
there's no cursive. And I also know that kids can't read cursive. And I'm not saying that's their fault. I'm just saying that that is a sign of the evolvement of like what technology has done. And now I'm like, cursive is a lost art. I'm like, I need to take
I
up
agree.
calligraphy. I want to
know.
calligraphize things. It's important. It's beautiful.
Yes. And also, I think with technology, it should be easier to teach cursive because you would have those like writing pads like that you can draw on top of and like learn how to.
Also, think about if you had to troll someone on the internet, but it came out in cursive, like maybe your trolling would be a little bit more like articulate or more poetic. Maybe you'd be like,
Yeah.
how does thine feel dressing like this onto the interwebs of the Lord? Things like that. It might be more like, a little bit more like Willie Shakespeare.
I
like
also
Bill
love that
Shakespeare.
you're like equating cursive to Shakespeare. Like you're going directly.
The script. Yeah, absolutely. It's just like that.
Now we're saying thine.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
I love it.
Yeah.
And anyway, they did not teach us about protein in school.
I didn't learn about protein.
And now we're suffering the consequences.
It really is, but that's okay. Every day's different. Every day we're learning and growing. And
We're
all I
learning,
know
growing,
is
expanding.
why do I have a death grip on this mic today? Do you see this?
I see it.
My knuckles are purple.
Well,
I'm having to
your
like
your
pry it
ring
off.
is like has a gap. In
Why
it.
did I
That's
just
how-
do that? Not enough protein.
Not enough protein.
I just cramped up.
She's gripping.
I'm cramping.
on. She's getting a grip.
I'm cramping. I think that maybe today Haley and I were discussing that possibility of chatting about being a regular at places. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because sometimes I think we can all relate to that feeling of being in a rut in your life and that feeling of doing the same thing day in and day out, making the same choices, doing the same habits, eating the same things.
Right.
And I think that a lot of the times bleeds into the places you visit day to day. I know that I am
For
a
sure.
regular at places. There are places in my community down the street from me in my neighborhood that when I walk in, it's like where everybody knows your name. It's like my Cheers. I have a restaurant down the street I call my Cheers because when I walk in, the hostess is like, you've spent $1 billion here, right this way. Or my coffee shop or the boutiques that I visit or the places where I work out. And I'm not going to lie, I love being a regular. I love the feeling of walking into a place in my community and having somebody being like, how you doing?
Hey, girl.
How's it going?
Yeah. The more that like we talked about this, like obviously before we started rolling. And I was like, I think I'm like literally a regular at one spot.
Say it.
And that's Ellis Tucka. But it's because I can't be at regular places financially.
Yeah, I get that. I think
Yeah.
though it also doesn't have to be a place where you spend money. Like I'm also a regular at
regular
the park
at
where
the
I
park,
walk.
yeah.
And that honestly sometimes that's a little bit freakier because I also see the other
The
regulars
same
this
people.
park.
Yeah.
Yes. Like that for instance, there's a man that I see almost every day when I walk my dog. His name, we'll call him Mr. D. Mr. D does not have a dog. However,
he just wants to walk?
he has a gigantic bag of dog treats in his pocket that he carries around with him, and every single
lonely.
dog. He seems very happy. It just seems like a hobby. He's got his wife out there with him sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes his kids, but he gives all these
That's
dogs
sweet.
treats.
And he doesn't have a dog.
No.
Does he have a dog at home that he just can't take to the park?
I don't know. We've never gotten that far. But
Okay.
Mr. D always stops every single dog.
Might
But
have a
like
German
he's a
Shepherd.
regular. Like he's a regular at that
Yeah.
park. People know Mr. D. He's gonna be there with the dog treats.
I love
and that
that.
to me is next level, like being a regular in your community.
I will say, I live in a community with it's actually like a Cheers, where there's a spot, and I'm not going to say it because then everybody will know where I live, which is scary. But I do go there, and because I am one of 3 people under the age of 60 who attend this place, they remember everything about me. Mm-hmm. The waiter has recited back my IMDb credits to me. They remember my dog's name because they see me walking my dog, which she's a memorable dog.
Yeah,
She's loud. She's huge. Mama.
she's mama dog.
But yeah, I think that's interesting. And we also were talking about like the importance of a third spot.
Yes.
Like just being like, especially after COVID.
Yeah. So I think that a lot of really interesting think pieces, if you will, came out and in the wake of COVID happening, where people were really struggling socially to get back out there and to really understand also like social normities and helping to reacquaint themselves with what it's like to be in public. And that's because during COVID, we eliminated that third spot, which is the place in your community that you go that's outside of your home or work.
Yeah.
That you can feel comfortable, that you have a sense of place in this place that's like more socially driven. So I think that without that third spot in your life, you really can start to feel so lonely.
Yeah.
And you need that. Like everybody needs a spot where they feel like they can be authentically themselves, but that they're also not at home and they're not in front of their computer or they're not at work with their innie. Like I just really feel like I try so hard, and I have tried the past few years to get more third spots, if you will. Like I almost did third spots. Instead of
that would have worked.
Instead of doing air quotes with 2 fingers, I had to fight the urge to put up a 3
the Scouts honor.
say third spot.
Isn't that the Scouts honor? Yeah.
On my honor, I will try to serve
Third
God and His
spot.
country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout laws.
Third spot.
Juliette Gordon-Lowe, what you know about her?
I don't know.
I was
I
a
know
girl.
nothing
I
about
was
her.
a Girl Scout, and I went to Savannah, the birthplace of Juliette Gordon-Lowe, several
I have
times.
no idea who that is, and
She
I was not a
founded-
Girl Scout.
She founded the Goyle Scouts,
Okay, good for her.
the Cookie Girls.
Okay, I liked them cookies.
Yeah.
I think that like during COVID, people decided they were like not going to give a fudge. And afterwards, they decided they were not going to give a fudge. And I think we're just now approaching
What do you mean
5
by
years
that?
later
A fudge about what?
about having community, about being a civilized human in a community. For example, this is like the first thing that pops in my mind. The way people talk on their phone on speaker in public. I don't remember that being a thing back in the day.
I want to say I do, but in a different way, because when the Bluetooth headsets came out,
That's different. That's not on speaker.
I know, but
I
they
can
were
hear one
but-
of you.
But they were being so loud. I feel like that was a gateway into just having the FaceTime or whatever, because this person would have to speak at a volume level 50 to be like, and then I told Rhonda to meet me at the crawfish Krabby Patty place.
But they're just talking on the phone in public.
Yeah.
Like in their mind, they're speaking up. They don't, again, they're not being mindful, but being on speaker and like being like, yeah. Like I'm like, and then you look at the person and they give you a dirty look for looking at them while they're on speaker. And you're like, well, you just said a wild thing, and now I got to take a good look at you.
You just said a wild thing.
I got to make a photographic memory of you because you might do something bad, and I need to remember your face because I just heard what you said.
It is a lack of respect for public places in the sense of like, why do my ears have to hear the same thing your ears are hearing?
Yeah, I'm overstimulated already. There's music playing. There's people whooshing by me. Ooh, another thing people kind of forgot during COVID was personal space.
Okay.
Because remember, it was always like, keep the space, keep the space, keep the space. And then all of that ended. And then I think people just like, I don't know if they have horse blinders on or what, but when I'm in the store and the way people will move my body for me, like put their hand on me and move me when it's not like they've been waiting. Like they didn't even give me a second to look at them and move for them. They just go,
I think,
or move my cart and then while moving my cart, bumping into me because they like, I can't tell you how many times that's happened. And I'm like, is everybody okay?
No. And I must give off a very different mean bitch energy because if that happened to me out of doors, if someone touched me on my lower back and or moved my cart when I was shopping, if someone even dared to do that, I would flip out.
Girl, it be happening. But I have one of those faces that people say or do anything to me and they think it's okay.
They tell you things.
They tell me things they shouldn't.
People tell me things, but they tell me things where I feel like they think that I'm a problem solver. But
also, you open up and you're like, how are you? Like, you're good at that.
But they tell me things where they're like, could you think about this in a problem solving way? People tell you things where they're like,
I murdered my wife.
Or like,
and I'm like,
yeah, like I hit a squirrel and now it's in my basement. I kept it last night.
I kept it and I'm going to eat it.
And you're like,
roast it on the
fire. What I do to deserve that?
I don't know. The things that I hear, I don't want to hear, but it does happen a lot. And I think another thing, and I've noticed this from myself, I remember before COVID going to like networking events, and that was like kind of one of my third spots, even though that's not a third spot because that's work.
No, I agree. It is a third spot because it's a social aspect to it.
Yes, it was community.
It is a third spot.
Other actors, but like I would go and I would have the time of my life meeting so many friends. Post-COVID, when we started warming back into that, I would go and get major social anxiety. Like, what am I going to say? I'm going to have to answer these questions like I already know, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to have to run into this person. I really don't want to run into that person. All of that kind of stuff. And I did not have social anxiety before COVID. But then I started to develop it. Now I don't because I'm like, I just don't want to go.
Yeah.
And that's how I've solved it. I don't force myself into going places I don't want to go, which is good.
I feel like my third spot currently, and has been for some time now, is TJ Maxx.
Ooh.
That's
is that
my third spot.
Could that be considered a third spot?
Baby, it is for me.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, I just like wonder like what, like does it have to, well, I guess that makes sense because you spend I
spend a good amount of time there.
Money at restaurants. So, and a workout class. So you can at TJ Maxx too.
And the people who work there know me. I got community there.
You got community. So that's a third spot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like some other ones I have besides.
I was going to ask Be Smooth. Do you have a third spot that you can think of? Like, is it a coffee shop? I feel like maybe you're a coffee shop person.
Yeah. I would say Marietta Coffee or Marietta Proper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That Marietta Proper people definitely know me. Well, actually, both people probably know me.
Okay.
I feel like if you're a freelance lifestyle or you're an entrepreneur or anything like that, a coffee shop is definitely like a pop-in third spot for you, for sure. They got Wi-Fi. They got
the
caffeine. They got vibes.
Marietta Proper's for the alcohol at
perfect.
When
oh wait, I know where that's at. Okay, yeah.
Bryce is like right at 4:44 p.m.
That's where like that pizza place is, right?
Yeah, right across from Marietta Pizza. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I've been there before.
Big shout out
there's
to
all
Marietta
Saint Goldie
Proper.
right there.
Yes, that place is amazing.
Yes.
I think too, when you have kids, that you also open up a whole other level of third spots that I don't personally identify with, but my kid does. And so that becomes something, like we do a lot of Center for Puppetry arting. We see many a puppet show. So I would say that place is definitely a third spot for me.
Yeah.
We do a lot of, my kid likes the performing arts. And I was telling Haley and Be Smooth that this past weekend I done lost my mind.
Oh my gosh.
On Friday, I took her to go see Danny Go at the Coca-Cola Roxy in Atlanta. If you don't know who Danny Go is, it's fine. Just know he's on the internet. He has a
He's
YouTube
like a Blippy.
series. He's like a kids musical guy.
Yeah,
And
Miss
then
Rachel.
on Saturday, I took her to the Alliance Theater to see a kids play. And then on Sunday, I took her to see Blippy.
Things
sorry.
are different. Things are different now.
They all fell on the same weekend. And I'm going to say this.
fun.
I've gone back and forth with if I wanted to put a stake in the ground on how I felt about the live performance I saw with Blippy. I really don't know if it's necessary. And I know that it's not going to be revolutionary to anyone. But I have to say this. Miss it. Skip it.
Yeah, I would say.
Don't do Blippered.
We're good.
Well, no, this specifically, like I think for a lot of kids, they love Blippy. But I'm going to tell you, if Blippy comes to your town, keep your money in your wallet. This specifically, skip it. Don't do it. But if you like the Excavator song, there was a couple
there's
of
YouTube.
but they did do that.
But
But
it's on YouTube.
but if you have a kid, it opens up a whole other level of like
Yeah.
your
also-
third spotting.
I would say if I don't have a kid, but as a nanny, the park, I see the same nannies there or the same moms. And that's interesting. This past weekend, I went to a birthday party and everybody there was married and some had kids, and listening to their third spots was very interesting because some of them, even though they had kids, their third spot was Le Bar.
With their kiddo. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, roll Tide, beat Auburn. I don't know.
I know a lot of people, that's why they love breweries. Some breweries
Yes.
are kid friendly, and like you get a sense of, I think, adult normalcy when you take your kid to a brewery without the guilt, you know?
Yeah.
Like
well,
you
because
can
they get
have
to
a
run
beer.
around. There's
Yeah.
like breweries are made for families,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Like there's all those like
I'm sure there's people without children right now that are screaming at us like, stop bringing your kids to my favorite brewery. And I
don't
hear
think-
you.
Yeah. No, I don't.
I do actually know that that is kind of like a point of contention for some people who are like trying to
Really?
relax. Yeah, definitely. And honestly,
Oh.
I see their point because I remember what it's like to want to like go out on a beautiful Saturday when it's sun shining and you want to sit outside and have a beer somewhere. And then somebody's little snot-nosed kid is running around you going like, did you bring my Cheez-Its? Like, I get it.
You know
I
what?
see
I'm
it
more
all.
annoyed by the person speaking on speakerphone because they should know better than the kid who wants a snack because I want a snack too. So I relate to the child. The person on speakerphone, I do not.
Even, you know who else has third spots? Dogs.
They have a lot of spots. They have their mama has certain spots that I know if she's having a hard time going number 2, I take her to this Mondo grass patch right over here. She's
her-
going to get her sniffs in and her butt is going to open wide.
I was going to say though, is that her third spot or her number 2 spot?
Ooh.
Just think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. She has a lot of spots.
Is that her?
Her third spot, her third spot.
I told B Smooth this, but I wanted to tell you this. I don't think I told you. Did you know that Ben Stiller and Adam Scott have a Severance podcast where they go over every
do.
episode? Okay.
Yeah, I catch the reels.
I just seen it.
You just seen it. I've sent you a reel before from it,
I didn't
like
know
a
it was
few weeks ago.
I
Oh, you
know
didn't realize
like
it was a podcast.
No,
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yes.
It's just important to me to talk
Yeah.
about Severance every 7 to 10 minutes. So
Yeah. That's what we got going on
that's all
right
I
now.
got. It's all I have right now.
And
It's
if-
all I have.
We had a third spot. It would be on the couch watching Severance.
Oh my God.
What should
Yeah.
be another show that has a podcast that doesn't have a podcast?
What should be another show that does not have a podcast but should?
Always Sunny
Okay.
has a podcast that's very popular.
Yeah. Okay. I do love that show. Oh my gosh. There's another show that should have a podcast.
I have a correction to order, and I meant to do this at the beginning of the pod.
Oh.
Last week, I said I was watching a show called The Last of Us. That's untrue. And I was right, though, that was based off of video game. But I was talking about, I've never seen that show. I was talking about The Leftovers, which is based off of a book series. I was right when I said Justin Theroux, though, and how he's a striking man.
Is it about the rapture?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh.
And it is, we're moving through it. I'm on season 2, I think I'm about to watch episode 2 of season 2. I still haven't figured it out. I'm still watching. I'm still enjoying it.
Good.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Bryce, I was going to say, this might already be a thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Schitt's Creek. because they
Oh,
do
gosh,
have a
yeah.
podcast. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
They do? Oh no, he was just saying good.
They should.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I think I would know because I'd be giggling my way all the way to that podcast.
Still reference so much of that in my everyday life. Like obviously Moira Rose is just she's just
Alexa.
Catherine O'Hare is just like exceptional.
Oh my gosh.
Everything in
Comedy
that
goddess.
show. And unironically, my husband and I listened to the Whitney Houston version, the cover of the song
Yes.
that, oh gosh, what was his boyfriend's name? What was David
Patrick.
Rose's? Patrick? Okay, that Patrick sings of no, it's not Whitney Houston, it's Tina Turner.
Tina
Turner. What is this? What is it called?
I don't know, but now I'm bleeding.
Simply the best.
Yeah, you're
We still listen to that cover all the
I-
time. It's
I
so
cried.
great. Oh my gosh, it's
Me
really
and
good.
J-Dog are actually, that's one of the shows we're watching right now. I've already watched Schitt's Creek all the way through twice. It's really easy to burn through because they're so short and there was only 3 seasons, which like a darn shame, but also at the same time, I respect them for tying, even though that last episode, I stand by this, it opened it up for, it could be more. I wish we would just
Maybe we'll get a movie one day.
maybe, but like I'm against that kind of stuff. Like I don't want us to keep recreating the same thing over and over. Like, can we get over the reboots? I'm over them. I let something be great. And that's what I respect about Schitt's Creek is they let it be great. I'm not saying a podcast. Podcast is a totally different form of the
Except
thing.
for the Flintstones, which in a very
yes, in a very real
very,
way.
very old episode we discussed
Barry Keoghan is Dino,
we
which we
discussed
stand by.
recasting. No, he
And
would
Megan
be,
Fahey can be.
Wait, did I say Barry would be Dino?
With Dino's the dinosaur.
Yeah, is that what I said?
Yeah,
It's still so
he looks
good.
like him.
I'm sorry that he really does. It's still
Even the
so
cartoon
good.
version,
And I think I cast Justin Bieber as Bam Bam, which I still think
which
is
I
a
stand
really,
by. And
Me too.
actually, yeah,
I
I was
also-
going to say something controversial, but yeah,
no, hit us with it.
I was going to say like especially recently, but I actually don't know if
It's a health issue.
yeah,
happening.
like
okay.
and I hope the best for him. He's such a talented person.
I cast him because he'd crush the role.
He
not to
would,
belittle
and
him.
he's like funny. Justin Bieber's funny.
Also, who did I cast as Fred?
I think we were bouncing around with that. And I remember I said, unfortunately, my boyfriend pointed out that Kirby Smart is the blonde guy.
Who's that? I don't know who Kirby
What's
Smart is.
Kirby Smart is the Georgia football coach.
Oh, okay.
And he resembles Barney.
Barney.
Yes.
Wait,
Which is really
recast-
unfortunate. Like I
let's recast
can't.
another movie really quick.
Okay, which one?
I don't know. Be smooth. Pick a movie and let Haley and I recast it. That's just. I
Oh,
love
yes,
this. It's
okay.
just so fun.
Damn. All right, are we thinking like comedy, drama?
Anything.
Anything.
What
Pick
comes
one.
off the top of the dome?
What was the movie that we were talking about last week with Justin Baldoni? Like, what if?
Oh, The Last of Us?
What if they?
Oh, wait.
No, we're not that one.
Can't stop saying The Last of Us.
And every time you say it, I can't stop thinking about Mandy Moore. It is not. It's not.
And that's called
What is that
not
called?
Modern Family, but
No, not Modern. Modern Family's the
yes, not Parenthood, but
It in
we said
ends
it.
with no.
No, that's the movie we're trying to
the
talk
one
about.
where Mandy Moore and her husband, I think they have a house fire.
This is us.
Yes,
This is us.
This is us. Gosh, see, this is why we need to stop.
See, I don't know enough about that movie though.
Okay,
About the
I do.
Justin Baldoni.
I don't know
movie.
anything about it, but I know that we can look at these characters and say, who would we cast?
I
And
kinda
I
like
just
them-
want to recast the 2 leads because that's
Okay.
Okay, so Lily Bloom is supposed to be a little bit quirky.
Okay.
And she's supposed to be younger. Like younger. I would say like Margaret Qualley.
Okay.
She's like quirky enough
And beautiful.
and stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And incredibly talented. And then Justin Baldoni's role, it would be someone like I'm thinking of
Baldoni sounds like a sandwich.
it does. It sounds like salami and bologna.
Sounds like something you'd get at I don't know, Blimpie.
I thought you said Blippy at first
No,
and just had a
Blimp.
speech impediment.
Well,
Because
I'm
I
getting
forgot.
there. I'm
Yeah.
getting there.
Okay, Justin Baldoni, I would cast, and I don't know these actors' names, but it's either Leo from Tell Me Lies or I'm punching in case you're not watching this. The main guy on Tell Me Lies. That he's so good because I want to punch him in the face. Can you look up those actors? Tell Me Lies. it's because it's supposed to be a man who's intelligent, cute.
Thomas Doherty.
Okay, yes, that's the man who plays Leo. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so he would be good at that. Or who's the other lead in Tell Me Lies, the male?
Jackson White.
Jackson White. Why did I forget his name? Incredibly talented actor. Either of those incredibly talented men could have been the lead of Tell Me Lies. With that and
Wait, are you thinking Tom Ellis?
nope,
No.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom Daugherty. Daugherty?
Thomas Daugherty.
Thomas Daugherty is who I was thinking.
Okay.
He plays Leo. For This Is the End of Us, whatever this freaking movie is.
I'm quiet because I don't know. You
Okay.
guys might have well just been speaking French. I
Okay,
have no idea what you said about anything.
What if we did a live action Frozen?
Ooh.
Who would we do?
that.
And we can't cast who's already.
I was like,
I know.
Well, I put Kristen Bell.
I know, I would too.
No, I was
she's
gonna
incredible.
All right, so I'm gonna cast Jennifer Coolidge as Olaf. Yeah, I was thinking Olaf.
I would say Sabrina Carpenter as Elsa.
Yes, great casting, perfect casting.
And then we need it.
And then for Anna, Elsa's sister,
Yes.
I'm gonna cast.
Myself. And then I'll have a voice double. Just kidding.
No, you can't. You're gonna be busy during this time they're filming, so you can't right now. So we have to pick a different Anna. We have to pick a different Anna. Somebody that's not. Let's see. Hold on. I want it to be someone that's like silly, goofy mood Anna.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of no. I was gonna say Billie Eilish, and I was like, nope, no.
I know who I
want
want it
an
to be.
actress.
Renee Rapp.
Oh yes.
Is that good?
Yes.
Renee Rapp.
She's so in Anna. Okay.
It's gonna be Anna.
And they're
Sabrina
gonna
Carpenter.
be so funny together.
And then who's gonna be Sven?
That's a good question.
That's the man's name, right?
Yep.
Okay, what's his name?
It's either that or it's the moose.
Wait, Sven is the moose.
Okay. Yeah. The moose is going to be an actual
What's
moose.
the man?
Because I don't like when we try to make
Okay.
Okay, so then the man's name is, it's not Sven, it's
Christoph.
Christoph.
Yeah.
Also, poor Christoph. Sorry, we thought you were
Sorry.
Sven, brother.
Well, Sven's a cooler name. So Christoph would be, he doesn't have to sing, does
Adam
he?
Scott.
No,
Okay.
he's too old.
Damn.
We're not doing this to women anymore. We're not making them act alongside a man who is so
want-
old and then they have to be so much younger.
I just want
We're
more
not
guests to
doing
be in
that.
everything nowadays.
No, I love him and he can executive produce this.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay, a younger man-ish.
Christoph.
Does he have to sing a lot? He only has one song.
He sings to Sven, yeah, one song.
Jonathan Bailey.
But
He's older.
Yeah. But,
I want him to be a little bit. I want him to match the ages.
okay. I think he's going to be Ed Sheeran.
That's way old. And no.
I'm just saying stuff to
He can
fuck
be
with
the
her.
carrot on Olaf's nose.
I'm just trying to fuck with Haley.
Um,
I'm going to
Okay, who is
cast Christoph as
everybody's screaming at their.
John Mayer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As Christoph is going to be...
This is hard. Men are just not as interesting as the women. It's easier to cast women.
Who's the lead singer of Yellow Card?
I don't know.
I
Okay.
think we've done a good job. It'll come to us.
It'll come to us over time.
I do highly recommend playing this game with your friends.
Yes.
Recast stuff.
Recast
and
things.
it's just a blast. You can tell by how much fun we're having
Yeah.
right now.
Well, now I'm like deep into it. Also, I'm trying to think of my friends who deserve a break because low key it's hard out here and I know this is fun, but it's kind of triggering. I'm like,
If you could really cast, you're trying
Yeah.
to really see.
I always think of like when I'm watching shows, I'm like, oh, my friend could play this role or my friend could play this role. This is something I want to aim for sort of thing, which going back to Severance, because we're obsessed, I cried on, I think it was Sunday or Saturday. I can't remember which day it was, but there was Adam Scott said that he was like Severance, like the role as Mark S is a dream role. And it's something like, this is like his dream was to be playing a two-sided character like since he was a child. And I was like, I just cried. I cried. It was just like an image on Instagram and I cried because I was like, That is so real.
And I think it's powerful to hear him say that because he's 50 or 51 years old. And so he's saying that at this age, he's just now playing a role that he has envisioned himself playing when he was a child.
Yes.
So I think that's just powerful to know that we always need to remind ourselves.
And Jennifer Coolidge is another actor who you got to see, like win awards and kind of have a resurface.
She had a resurgence with White Lotus.
Yeah,
sure,
which I think is awesome. And she's going to have like more opportunity after that. Catherine O'Hara has always been relevant, but to get to see her do something so like nonsensical as Moira Rose, but also very real. Moira Rose is like very real at the same time. She got to like totally invent a character later in life. And I think actors, a lot of times we take what we can get, one, because it's a job and we need to make money and we want to like move forward. But also there are some jobs that you go on, even at like where I'm at, where they just tell you what to say and how to say it. They don't want you to try to be an actor at all. Like even if you do something in the audition, I just assume that's what they want you to do is what you did in the audition. But sometimes they're like, actually, we just liked your look. Say it this way. And you're like, okay. And they give you line readings, which means they just tell you exactly what to do and how to do it, which that's also my job as an actor, unfortunately. Because it's fun to get to explore. But some directors are like the last thing I was on, the director goes, I like had a question. He goes, I hired you. And I was like, roll tide. I like to hear that. I'll do my thing then.
We all stay doing our things,
Yeah. But you get to see like Ben Stiller wanted Adam Scott because of what he thought Adam Scott could do.
He wanted to do his thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing, Mark S.
Mark S, you crazy for that.
Oh my God.
You are caught up, right?
I'm caught up, baby.
No spoilers.
Be Smooth is not. So
dang.
I literally bounded in here and I was like, Brash, did you watch it? And he was like, not yet. And I was like, damn it, boy.
Okay, if Mark S. Innie had a third spot, where would it be?
The kitchenette.
Oh, okay, we're thinking of inside. Okay, but you're right. You're so right. That was perfect.
The kitchenette is his
the
third
kitchenette
spot.
is his third spot, or the hallway.
Or the hallway. The hallway, yeah. Or the
Heliars is like the elevator.
Yeah, damn.
She always be in that elevator.
It's true. So true.
Okay, if you had a dream third spot, what would it be? Like if you could open not you, because you don't want to run this place, because you don't want to have to deal with, I don't know, opening an insurance. Like I'm just thinking about logistics.
Right.
I'm thinking about you, Jesse FB. Where would your third spot be?
Where or what?
Or like
both?
what would it be?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
And it could be like a totally, like you would think about like, is this a place? Are we taking Scooby?
It would be.
Could we take Scooby?
No. It would just simply be a hotel lobby bar.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That would just be it. That would be my dream ideal third spot.
Yeah.
It is my dream ideal third spot. I'd like for them to have like a
Jesse
fireplace.
and I love a hotel bar.
I'd like for there to be a nice luxurious couch seating situation. I'd like for there to be a fireplace. I'd like for there to be a live musician of some sort, just softly
like
playing.
a little piano.
I'd like for them to be a lot of nice, rich drapery. Like drapes on the wall. Texture. I'd like for it to be a little moody. And
dark.
I would like for the bar to be some sort of like French looking situation.
Yes. Okay, you just nailed it.
And that's my third spot.
You nailed it. That was so good.
I could have a cocktail with a friend, or I could have a business meeting where I'm closing deals. I could meet, I just
ABC.
think that always be closing. What about you?
I think you're right. I think that's a really good third spot. I would say if I had a dream third spot, there would be like a hotel bar on a beach, and the beach is here, by the way. I don't know if we're going into a movie studio and all of a sudden there's a beach, but I realize I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. There is not a beach here. But let's say there could be a beach. But it could also be nighttime at this beach, so we can turn down the lights. So I'm thinking of a movie set, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is a place that you pay a membership to as well, so it's never overcrowded.
Okay.
In my mind, and we can go and we can have Wi-Fi, and I can do things at the beach like tap on my laptop, or I could go and relax. Same place.
Yeah.
And it's 5 minutes from my home. Not too close, but I could walk still. But I'm not going to walk. Actually, sometimes I might walk.
But I think you and I both kind of just described what is similar to
Vacation.
or like a Soho House situation.
Yep.
But I don't have Soho
there's
House
one in
dollars.
Atlanta. There's a place called the Fourth Hotel. And I guess that's a third spot here in Atlanta.
I just went there on Saturday, which is exactly what I was thinking of when I wanted
Wow.
my third spot to be that. But it's I don't have any of the dollars for that.
No. Simply not. I
But-
don't have the dollars for Pilates, let alone the third spot. But what if we did?
What if we
Be
will?
pretty cool.
I like your socks, dog.
Gosh, thanks.
Hey, do you guys want us to make socks?
We're going to.
I think we're gonna make socks.
Don't even ask.
Do you want to make foot covers? We're gonna make some foot covers.
We're going to make foot covers. We're going to make face covers too. Hats.
Paper
Fudge
bags.
covers. Okay, well,
What else do you want to say?
I'm trying to think. I was giggling this weekend because I realized, like, I was in the car and I was putting on lip gloss and I looked into my little mirror and I was putting on lip gloss and I made a weird face and I was like, oh my gosh, I am an adult woman and I just made a new funny face.
I know what I wanted to say in that same vein.
In that
in the
same
same
vein.
vein of the funny face. I wanted to talk about Haley and I did last week a shoot with Bryce with Be Smooth.
Yeah.
And it was
If you haven't checked out our Instagram or our TikTok, go.
It was
look.
wonderful. So first of all, I want to say that if you need to shoot anything, like truly
Yes.
anything, like call Bryce. Call Bryce
Yes.
France. This man he will go shoot your athletes. He will shoot your models. He will shoot your
makeup.
business. He will shoot anything. This man can do it all. But anyway, we had an absolute blast. And then the other thing that I knew, I mean,
I'm shooting headshots with him this week.
your girl's not a model.
Actors.
Like I'm not a model. I've never claimed to be, and I've never like had an interest in modeling. But if you want to giggle and be humbled about yourself, shoot with somebody where you're trying to have a pair of sunglasses in your mouth, where you're trying to find a
We
way to
brought
put a
props.
where you're trying to find a way to put a lollipop on the side of your lip.
Like, it was very
just-
interesting.
and it just was so
Shooting
fun.
with props is fun, but
Oh,
also
so
like
fun.
it's a lot of pressure to like take pictures, especially because you're like, oh, I want them to turn out good, and I don't really know what I'm doing because we're not models, and we just had so much fun, and it was an easy experience, which is not nice to say. Literally walking out, my agents had to ask me to get new headshots. That's how bad it is. I'm a very professional woman. I don't need to be asked to do anything. I get it done. They literally had to ask me because my last headshot photographer moved to New York and she sold all her cameras. She's not doing it anymore. So I was scared and I didn't want to do it. And we were walking out of the establishment where we shot. And I turned around. I was like, Bryce, can you shoot my headshots? That's how good of an experience it was.
It also is just really fun and silly. And also if things ever go awry, Bryce has so much blackmail on us. Like much.
I mean, I have a feeling that it's not going to go awry and it's still going to get out there somehow.
And that's fine. And that's just
Well-
the price we pay. That's the price you pay for art, is what
Yeah.
I say. That's what I always say. Anyway, so that'll be cool. We're going to be uploading a bunch of new stuff. Our face in different ways. Our face in different faces. Our face
Yes.
with different.
Well, we're going to have like a new
Thanks.
cover art. So like when you're going to just select your favorite iPod, hello? Okay. When you're going to select your favorite podcast, you're going to see a new cover eventually. And you're going to go, who are these two gorgeous, smart, stunning women?
And you know what we're going to say? None of your business.
It's us, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Where you been, bitch? It's us.
It is us.
I'm so excited.
Is there anything else? How long have we been yapping? It feels
I
like
don't know. I need a
forever, but also
stopwatch.
feels like we maybe haven't
Also,
started.
just started.
Did y'all watch the SAG Awards?
Okay, no, I didn't, but I watched clips. Is that like not the famous thing that I say on this podcast, by the way? No, I didn't, but I watched clips. Because I'm chronically online.
We were in a meeting last night, and Haley, the person we're meeting with, we were just chatting
Oh,
before, and
God.
she was like, "Do you watch Love Is Blind?" And Haley goes, "Yes." I mean, no. I mean, I don't have Netflix. I mean, I watched it on TikTok, and the girl was like, "That is incredible."
No, and guess what? I knew all the info that she knew.
You did. It's true.
Because really sometimes, and I think especially with Love Is Blind, because they need to have content for their show for it to be a show, but they really add in a lot of fluff that they don't need.
How long on Love is Blind do these people get to know each other before they...
2 weeks, I think.
Okay, and then at that
so
point...
you only see, I think, 3 episodes of the pod. It's changed over time. I've watched Love is Blind on Netflix, but since Netflix got strict, I no longer have a login. So unfortunately, I'm going to choose Peacock over Netflix right now because I need my Bravo shows.
Did y'all see that they have, I came across the TikTok. I thought I sent it to y'all. Maybe didn't, but it was, they have in the notebooks when they're asking each other questions, it's like the studio people wrote questions in that notebook.
Oh, for them to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, I did
on
not
Love
see
is
that.
Blind?
Yeah. Somebody
Wow.
pointed it out that they was like, why is that notebook so full of things? And it's just like,
Wow.
it's questions for them to ask.
See, because I wouldn't ask much. I'd be like, tell me about yourself. And then I'd be like drawing pictures.
Daydreaming?
I'd be doodling.
And then after the 2 weeks, do they have to get married or do
Well, they choose to propose and they
Okay.
propose behind the wall, or I guess I think they do it again in person, but then they open up these doors and they walk down this hallway and they awkwardly skip to each other and then they propose or hug and they look at each other and they're like, you're not at all what I was expecting. You're white, you're black, you're short. Like famously, that's kind of what you hear. And then they go on a vacation together. All of them. They all go to like Mexico or something, and they're all at the same hotel, staying in hotel rooms with their new significant other, which is so
fall
awkward.
in love with their other people? Like with their people have that?
I've heard on this season, no, but in previous seasons, yes. Like there are Love is Blind babies now. I think there's like 2.
I think Atlanta's the OG.
Atlanta's the first one, and yeah, they have the most success rate. I think the highest success rate.
That's weird.
But I think now you can't do it because now people want to be on a reality TV show that's going to be super popular. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of done. I'm done with it. Also, I love at last night's meeting as well when we were on this Zoom call, Jesse and the other person were just like going back and forth, like bouncing stuff, and I was just like this.
No.
Open mouth. I could not talk. Like I really had nothing. And normalize not adding anything to the conversation unless you have something to add.
You did. Also, your presence was necessary on that call.
Well, it was necessary, yes, that I'd be there,
Yes.
but I had nothing to say.
I do think,
And I felt bad. I was like, at the end, I was like, I said 3 things that entire meeting.
well, I do.
Full hour.
I do think though, if you're in a meeting and you are there because your presence is necessary, but to your point, you don't have anything to add that's of note, or maybe it's out of your wheelhouse or whatever it is. Like you don't gotta yap just to yap. Just you being there is enough.
I gave
I do
my
that all the
opinions
time.
when I had them.
I am a supportive nodder. I'm a very active listener in many meetings that I have. And then I get off the call and I say, this was so good, girls. Same time, same place next week. Can't wait.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
I love that.
No notes. I do that. It's part of the game. It's
Okay,
part of
cool.
It's part of how it is.
I usually am not on meetings unless I have to like give a lot. So that was, one of those meetings that I was just like,
You were giving face is what you were
I was serving face.
serving face.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
But I did not watch the SAG Awards. I did watch clips. I heard that Timothée Chalamet gave it's very interesting to see the different generations. It seems as if older generations were annoyed by him and younger generations were inspired by him. He said, I want to be one of the greats,
Oh, I
which
did see that.
I don't think is offensive. Why? Like, I also want to be one of the greats. It's weird if he's like, I'm cool being average. Like, good for him. I don't know what else he said though. Other than that, I saw the skit between Jason Segel and Kristen Bell. Loved it. I famously love Jason Segel, and we don't put enough respect on his name. That man is so funny. But I always get their names mixed up, him and Jason Sudeikis.
I think Jason Segel would be the best hug of my life. I don't know why.
I think I've realized he is significantly older than me, but I would marry him.
Great.
I would.
Did you heard it here
I would.
first.
And that's not on that. But then there was also Kristen Bell did, which back to Frozen, she said, "Do you want to be an actor?" and did this whole little thing. And they showed, she kind of discussed like the things you have to do if you want to be an actor. And they were showing clips of like all the people who were in the audience of like their first roles and like describing like, you have to be in the I See You. And it was like Timothée Chalamet on CSI New York or something, whatever.
Just kind of like where they got their start.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cute and so sweet. And also they showed like commercial clips and stuff. And I'm like, dang.
The SVU thing was pretty interesting. It's
Yes.
like everybody in the room had 1 or 2 appearances on SVU.
Yes, I know.
funny.
It's like a goal of mine. I need to get New York representation. But I kind of like try to tell myself, I'm like, maybe Will Trent can be that or The Resident because it's procedural. But yeah, you want to be on SVU if you want to be a star. So New York, I'll work as a local.
You need to be a dead body, baby.
I'll be a dead body.
Make it in this town.
I'll do it.
I'll be a deceased.
I'll sleep.
I would play a deceased person excellently.
Yeah, all you have to do.
I'd
Lay
actually
down.
like to do it right
Stop
now.
breathing.
Take it away.
That's dark.
Take it away, Haley Grace.
Anyway,
I
I have nothing to say about awards season anymore. I'm just like excited to see more outfits. Keke Palmer looked amazing the other night. Holy turds. Just look it up. She's so stunning, so smart.
she's absolutely beautiful and truly
So talented.
truly the funniest person.
She's so funny.
She's so funny.
Have you read her book?
No. I
Okay,
want
her
to,
book.
though.
Well, it just came out. I like devoured it the second it came out though because I obsessed with her, and it's a very good read. So I highly recommend Kiki's book. So good. But I think that's all we got for you today.
That really is it. I just watched my battery go from, I started with about 30%. I'm at about 3 now. And I watched it go down. Meow.
Everybody gets it. Everybody gets it.
I'm sorry this week. I just.
Well, don't say that because you're allowed to just show up.
Well,
you?
no, I gave it my all until about 2 to 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And with that,
We're good. Anyway, like,
Rate, review, subscribe.
yeah. Please go subscribe on YouTube.
yes, please.
Please.
subscribe
It's
on
so
YouTube.
easy. That would be a sweet, sweet, sweet gift. And then DM us when you do.
Ooh, maybe we'll give you a special treat.
Maybe we will.
I
I don't know, but we will. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you so much. We hope you have a great week.
Yes.
And watch Severance if you haven't, because we're not going to stop talking about it. We're not.
I can't
gonna
promise.
shut
It's true.
We love it.
So true. Please.
They're amazing. Also, Britt Lower, her bangs.
Her baby bangs. Love a baby bang.
I love her.
Me
She's
too.
beautiful and can do no wrong.
Absolutely.
But bangs can be wrong.
And with that, people, we will see you next Thursday.
Janine, take us home, sis. Ah!